the Lyons family, and the draft riots. New York City was the site of one of the most violent acts of racial terrorism when, during the Civil War, mobs attacked black New Yorkers in what has become known as the draft riots. In 1863, days after the Battle of Gettysburg, the government announced that the Union Army would draft soldiers for the Civil War. However, those who could pay $300 could hire someone to take their place and avoid service. In response, white mobs retaliated against black New Yorkers and abolitionists for supporting the war to end slavery in the United States. The white mobs lynched, drowned, and killed nearly 100 people, causing widespread destruction across New York City. Alborough and Mary Joseph Lyons were abolitionists who ran a boarding house for black sailors called a Colored Sailors' Home near the East River in Manhattan. They lived there with their children, Therese, Pauline, Alborough Jr., and Marichka. The Lyons boarding house and home in the Five Points section of Manhattan were targeted during the riots, and the family was forced to flee to Rhode Island. One victim was Abraham Franklin, a 23-year-old Brooklynite who worked as a coachman and likely had a physical disability. During the riots, a mob broke into Abraham's home, seized him, beat him with sticks, and hanged him in front of his mother. He was one of roughly 11 black men lynched in the streets of Manhattan during the draft riots. The Lyons family continued to advocate for racial justice. When Marichka was barred from attending Providence High School because of her race, her and her family fought for desegregation statewide. Marichka testified in front of the state legislature, and she eventually became the first black student to graduate from Providence High School. Marichka returned to New York as an adult and established herself as a fearless educator and activist for racial and gender equality. Lyons began as a teacher at Colored School No. 1, PS 67, located in Weeksville, a thriving black community that was established in 1840. In addition to becoming an assistant principal of PS 83, Lyons also founded the Women's Loyal Union of New York and Brooklyn, which supported the work of journalists such as Ida B. Wells in educating the public about white terrorism black Americans endured.